Hello you guys, I am back with another video, and this one is really interesting, so make sure you watch to the end of the video. Okay, so if you want to see how I transformed my model, then you should keep on watching. So I was done with the skin work because the focus is not on the skin, the focus is on the eyes. That's why I did not record the skin process. Okay, but if you've watched my last video, the makeup I did on myself, most of the product I use, I think all the product I use for my skin work, that's what I use in this video. Not most of the product, that all the product I use there for the skin work, that's what I used in this video. So if you've watched the previous video of mine, you are right on track. But if you've not watched it, you can go and watch it so you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. So here I'm basically setting her concealer. Every product you apply, any cream product you apply, make sure you set with a certain powder so your product, your foundation or your cream contour, whatever, don't move. Okay, so for the contour, I went ahead to use the ebony, that's ebony 400. That's CoverGirl powder in the shade 400 ebony to contour her nose and forehead. I did use this one for her because obviously is what I want. I want it to be like intense, like more than what I used the MAC in the other video for my contour. I didn't want it to be too loud, that's why. But in this video I wanted her contour to be obvious, that's why I used this CoverGirl ebony 400. So for her blush, I took that color from Nuban Beauty blush eyeshadow palette, and I really applied that on her. Like I went like 3 times because I really want the blush to really come out. You guys know that I love blush, so that's why I had to apply that like 3 times. So for setting spray, I used the nuban Beauty setting spray to just put everything together, and I went ahead to start doing her eyebrow. After letting the setting spray dry, please don't touch your skin immediately you apply the setting spray. Make sure it dries down first before you do anything, before you touch your face rather. So for eyebrow, I honestly did not shoot too much, but at least I have a video that you can watch. I will link that in the description box. I forgot to link it in the other video, but I'll go back and edit it. So sorry guys. So now I've applied the tamer. You can see the difference between that brows I'm doing now and the other one. So the tamer, I always keep everything nice and clean and just put the hair in place. Now I'm using a concealer that is 2 shade or a shade, I think this is a shade lighter, to clean the brows, just to make the eyebrows look presentable. So yeah, so I went ahead to do the same thing on the other brows, and after cleaning the bottom part, I cleaned the upper part as well. Let me zoom in so you guys can see properly. So how I clean my brows is really like, I don't know, it's a new method that I think is nice. Just press in and drag, press and drag, because sometimes when you want to drag from the beginning to the end, you might not get it right. So always go bit by bit so you can get what you want. So after that, I went ahead to conceal the whole of her eyes, like cover the dark circles, so that when you want to apply your eyeshadow, everything will look nice and smooth. Okay, so I did the same thing to the other eyes, and I went ahead to set it with powder. You can use setting powder to set your concealer on the eyes, or you can use regular powder. So after that, I did the regular nose reverse contour, applied some powder underneath her eyes. You see me do this thing like twice in this video because I decided to use corner lens, and okay, now I'm setting the concealer on the eyes now and the brow bone. We decided to use corner lens very late, and we ruined her under eye. So we had to clean. I had to clean. Sorry, I'm saying we. I had to clean the under eye and rearrange it. So that's why you see me do the reverse contour like twice in the video. So now I'm applying the eyeshadow primer, and then I went back again to do the nose reverse contour and apply some powder, like setting powder underneath the eye to catch any fallout. You guys already know. So after that, I went back again to apply the eyeshadow primer, and I started applying my eyeshadow. You guys, I just don't know why I did not show the palette, but the palette I'm using is from Nuban Beauty. They are blush and eyeshadow palette. So I'm using the first color in that palette. I think it's like Bongodi, something like that. So I apply that all over the eyes, and I blend to make sure there is no harsh line. Whew, I'll be talking non-stop. So I did the same to the eyes, and after applying the first color, I went ahead to apply the dark brown shade in that palette. The dark brown shade in that palette, just to deepen the crease. I was going for like a smoky eye, so that's why I decided to use this color. So whatever I do on one eye, I do it on the other eye, just to be equal. So after applying the dark brown, I went ahead to take the black after applying that I did the same thing under the eyes. Like I smudged under the eyes using the first shade I applied on her eyes. I used that under her eyes just to smudge the lower lash line. So this creates a really nice smoky effect. As you can see, like the eyes has changed like drastically, like from 0 to 1. So now this is when I took the black color in the palette. Sorry guys. So now I'm using black just to give it that V, the outer corner, that V look. Hey God, the cat eye look. So I applied it with a smaller brush, then went ahead to blend it with a bigger brush just to put everything together. So for her waterline, I used Mabrok black pencil, and after applying that, I went ahead to use black eyeshadow to blend the black liner, if that makes sense. So that's what creates that smoky effect. After that, I went ahead to buff out the powder and the excess that fell out, and used a powder on her brow bone just to give everything that smooth look. So for the lips, I already applied the first one. The pink one was, I think the palette I use is the imagic palette, the same one I used in the other video, and I'm using the brown to line her lips. I already applied the pink, and the lip is just pretty much the same thing that I do. Apply, blend, put everything together, and that's it. We have it. But I do not skip using gloss on my lips. So yeah. So we're going to come back to the lips. For the eyes, we were not done. Sorry about that. I am applying pigment glue on the eyes before applying the pigment. In this video, I used 3 pigments, and they are all from Luzsta. Yes, I would try as much as possible to post the names of the pigments. I'll try. I promise you guys, of the pigment in the description box, because they are really beautiful. They're not even beautiful. Looking at it here in this video now, the eyes are not even popping as it should. How it was in real life. It was really beautiful. So I applied the first one, applied the second one, and I applied the third one. The third one is what I'm using now. So I used the lightest shade in the corner, then the darker one in the middle. So I'm buffing out the setting powder now. And truth be told, honestly, I was tired at this point because I was going back and forth with light. So I'm using the same liner to, line her tight lines. That's the same mabrok. And I finish up with, taking off the powder that I used to do her reverse contour. For the concealer, sorry, oh my god, my head. For the mascara that I'm using, this one is from Zaron. This one is like OG. So I came back to finish the lips and the concealer. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? The gloss I'm using is a pink gloss, and this one is from Zaron. I so much love this lip gloss. Like the shade is bomb. Like it fits every skin tone. So when I was done with that, I went ahead to apply the 89 Cosmetics lip gloss, the brown one, yeah. So I'll pretty much just apply that and then blend it, and we are done with the lips. This combination is bomb. I'll definitely drop the shades in the description box for you guys, because see, on ground you will love it. Like, you will love it. Can you see the difference it makes? Like, beautiful. I went ahead to set the whole of the face again, because that's what we do here, and let it sit. Like, let it sit before you touch your face, or you have patches everywhere. So you can see me trying to, bring everything together, by fanning it. So this is the star of the show. Like, you want the corner of the eyes to look really clean. Your eyeshadow, you want it to be neat. This is what I do to get it. You use a setting powder, or you can use your regular powder and your beauty sponge to line it, to give it that sharp line, that, then blend it out with a powder brush, a small powder brush, and you get the sharp line. So for my highlighter, I use two highlighters here. I use the Bockish from Yanga, and also Trophy Wife highlighter from Fenty Beauty. And after that, I went ahead to pop some lashes on. Man, it was difficult for me because she has this coily lashes, so I had to use my hands, so I can press down the real lashes to enable the forces sit properly. So this is how you know if it has seated well. You ask your client to look up if there's any hole in between, there's space between the forces and the natural. You have to just keep on dragging it down until it laps properly. Okay, so that's the trick I use, when I'm fixing lashes on clients with coily lashes. So I did the same on the other eyes, and we were done with the lashes. So there was a stain there, so allow it, because I use bond. Whenever you get stains like that, allow it dry down first before you use like a mascara wand to scrape it out, like you see me do now. So yeah, that's another trick, you guys. I'm giving tricks and tips up and down these days. And I was done with the whole look. I went ahead to set again because I want everything to melt. Okay, so my sister did the gele, and everything was on point, like on point. Just tell me what you don't like about this makeup. Just tell me. There is none. This is beautiful, and I hope you learn a thing or two from this video. Until I see you in my next one, bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe and share.